Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Jared over here, and I'm trying out a new type of video, so I hope you guys like it. Just let me know how it goes. So I honestly never thought I would bring myself to make these kinds of videos, but I think it's about time that I did, because I need to talk about it. With The Mandalorian Season 2 recently coming to an end at the end of 2020, causing the whole Star Wars fanbase to literally explode like the top of Mount St. Helens, crying about how beautiful that return of Luke Skywalker was, it really got me thinking about what really made the fanbase so mad about Luke Skywalker in the sequel trilogy, and how it compared to his brief return in The Rescue. So let's talk about it. Now, I suppose I should leave a short disclaimer for anyone who wants to tell me after this video that I'm not a true Star Wars fan, when in reality, I'm a massive Star Wars fan. I've literally waited in line for probably like 3.5 hours on opening day for Star Wars The Force Awakens because I was that excited for the movie. That movie was on a whole new level of excitement for me until it got recently topped by Avengers Endgame, but that's besides the point. I'm a huge Star Wars fan. Now, back to what I was saying. It's essentially that basically every single person to ever exist on planet fucking Earth are massive shills for nostalgia. And it unfortunately really shows when you juxtapose the Luke Skywalker shown in The Last Jedi and the ending of The Mandalorian Season 2 with the way the Star Wars fan base reacted to both. Now, I would be a massive liar if I said that the Luke Skywalker scene in The Mandalorian didn't get me jumping around like a little kid on Christmas morning in 2010 who just got the new Xbox 360 with Call of Duty Black Ops. Oh wait, that was me. It may have been something we needed. And did it work? Obviously. Because The Mandalorian is still set during that time where Luke Skywalker is still a young, optimistic, and badass Jedi. We got to remember it's only about 5 years after Return of the Jedi, so it makes complete sense for his character to be here. I don't even think he officially started building his new Jedi Order at this point, and if he has, he's only in about the early phases of his development. Okay, I'm getting carried away. So let's talk about this fucking movie. Just kidding. Now, before I talk about The Rise of Skywalker, I feel like I should talk about that film's predecessor so you guys know where I'm exactly coming from in regards to that film, and that is The Last Jedi.
It's a space station. It's too big to be a space station.
It's your boy.
Now, I'm going to keep my discussion on this film short and sweet so we can get to the next one real quick here. But The Last Jedi is one of those Star Wars movies that so many people love to hate, and for various reasons, which are completely understandable. So I bet you're expecting me to come on here and say how this movie's a dumpster fire and an embarrassment of a film and that Rian Johnson should never make movies again. Wrong! I love this movie. I just find it slightly ridiculous that people seriously expected characters like Luke Skywalker to be the same heroic Jedi who saved Han Solo from Jabba's sail barge in Return of the Jedi 30 plus years later. But if that were the case, it simply wouldn't be realistic character development. Stuff obviously had to have happened off camera for Luke to get to where he is in The Last Jedi, and Rian Johnson understood that. He knew that Luke just can't be the heroic Jedi that we knew who he was. He had to have grown. He had to have changed. He has to be someone that we weren't expecting. If Rey just showed up on that island at the beginning of The Last Jedi and was like, hey, Luke, we need your help. The Resistance needs you. And Luke's like, oh, shit, you're right. And then he force lifts his X-Wing out of the water, gets in, and it's like, all right, let's go fuck these guys up. This is going to be a heroic day for me. That would make no sense. People would be pissed because it completely disregards the whole reason why we were even asking, why is Luke Skywalker on this island? Why is he gone? Where is he? What the fuck was this? What's the point of that? In The Last Jedi, Luke is damaged. He feels responsible for the creation of Kylo Ren, because any person, even the greatest, the best of us, can make mistakes. And that's what happened. He saw darkness within Ben Solo, and for a split second he thought he could stop anything that could come from the darkness he felt within him. But he failed to realize that he hadn't made his mind up, which led to the inevitable destruction of his Jedi Temple, the slaughter of his younglings, Rip Grogu, which caused Luke Skywalker to leave everything that he's had behind him and just hide so he doesn't cause any more chaos, any more death, any more loss. He knows he needs to get away, and the Jedi just need to die. What I do think that needs to be appreciated for The Last Jedi, comparatively speaking to The Force Awakens and The Rise of Skywalker, is that it is the most original of the three, which took the story into a bold new direction that was unfortunately backtracked by J.J. Abrams in the next movie. People can meme on and on about Rian Johnson's subverting expectations all they want, but that's just it. People conspired about what would happen in this movie and who Rey's parents were for 2 years after The Force Awakens came out. And the fact that Rian Johnson just came through and went, no, your Snoke theory sucks, is amazing. That's probably how everyone feels right now with WandaVision. Rian Johnson set up so many brilliant ideas to be concluded on in the third movie, which in my head is Colin Trevorrow's Duel of the Fates. Kylo Ren has broken free from the mold Snoke has set him up to be. He is his own man, his own leader. the supreme leader of the First Order, and there isn't some other bullshit new person behind everything. The Last Jedi teaches one of the greatest thematic lessons out of the whole saga. Besides the fact that anyone, even the greatest, can fall down, you are also shown that it doesn't matter where you come from, whether it's a special bloodline like Kylo or from nowhere like Rey, you can still be special and make a mark in the universe. Alright, that's all I want to talk about for The Last Jedi. Yeah, Can't Tell by still sucks. Okay, let's move on.
I want every gun we have to fire on that man. Do it.
Okay, besides the obvious fact that this movie is the equivalent to a steaming pile of goat shit that one alcoholic abusive stepfather pistol over and stuffed down little Timmy's throat, giving him nightmares and PTSD well into his adulthood, this movie completely fails to hit any and every single mark that you would expect out of the end to a trilogy, let alone the end to an entire franchise, the end to the greatest, most beloved movie franchise in cinema fucking history. This final was brought to you by J.J. Mystery Box Abrams, who also give everyone the delightful ending to the TV show Lost, and Star Trek The Wrath of Khan 2 Electric Boogaloo. We also have the critically acclaimed Oscar-winning writer Chris Terrio, you may know for Batman v Superman, the movie where Warner Brothers gave a bunch of filmmakers $300 million to perform the equivalent of smashing action figures together on screen for 3 hours. Side note, I actually like how I'm saying this because I unironically like Batman v Superman. It's funny because I would seriously rather sit through Fant Forstick instead of this trash, because at least that movie is laughably awful. The Rise of Skywalker is just an atrocity. I've only seen this movie twice. Once in theaters and once on Disney Plus, which is crazy because I saw The Force Awakens and Last Jedi probably like 5 times in theaters each.
Holy Jesus. What is that? What the fuck is that?
This movie is just a shitty space version of Indiana Jones. I swear this is the most conveniently plotted Star Wars story ever, and this is coming from someone who has seen Revenge of the Sith. Why do you bring back a fucking villain that we all saw die in Return of the Jedi? Like, how do you survive that? It also completely eviscerates the whole idea of Anakin Skywalker as the chosen one, him finally turning at the end of Return of the Jedi to save his son and destroy Palpatine has now absolutely no meaning because, oh my god, he's back, guys. Also, why would Rey bury Anakin and Luke's lightsaber right outside Luke's place in Tatooine? That guy despised that place. He wanted nothing more than to get the actual fuck out of there. Oh, and yeah, Anakin hates sand. Leia also had no affiliation with that place, so burying her saber there means absolutely nothing for her. Rey, this is just a big middle finger to the faces of the owners of both of those sabers. I'm not even going to talk about your fraud ass taking the Skywalker name just cuz. Now, I would just like to point out that everything I'm saying that I don't like about this movie has absolutely nothing to do with the actors and the performances they brought to the table with The Rise of Skywalker or even the films before this. So we're not going out and hating the actors. Like, Daisy Ridley, you did nothing wrong. You were great in the movie. I just don't like the movie. Now, I know for some people that might try to rationalize why Rey would have taken the name, might say something along the lines that she felt adopted by Luke and Leia, but am I seriously going to believe that? She spent maybe a couple days max on the island with Luke, and Leia didn't even share the same name as him, so maybe Rey Organa would make more sense, but even that would be dumb. Rey just needs to be her own person. Bring a new meaning to the Palpatine name. Own that shit, Rey. God, that 180 on Rey's parenthood was dumb as hell. When that reveal happened in the theater, I just looked at my buddy beside me with the biggest face of dissatisfaction and embarrassment for Disney Lucasfilm. They seriously couldn't stick with the Rey being a nobody element from The Last Jedi. I was pissed. Like, I don't understand why they couldn't have kept with it. Why? Because maybe, like, a vast majority of the audience was unhappy with the fact that they had Rey's parenthood be nobody. It goes back to Rian Johnson subverting expectations. Everyone was thinking about who her parents would be. Is it going to be Kenobi? Is it going to be Anakin? Is it going to be this, that? Who the fuck cares? She doesn't have to be connected to somebody special to make her special. Just roll with it. Don't 180 on Rian Johnson's writing like that. Like, it's the dumbest thing you could possibly do, especially when you have a Titan trilogy like this. They went the route of fucking Warner Brothers. They took 1L and course corrected the absolute shit out of the next movie. Like, seriously, if you look at Batman v Superman, that movie got a bunch of hate because people were like, this is too dark. I don't like this. I like Marvel. So then Warner Bros. Like, okay, fine. We will do that. We will get David Ayer to completely tear apart his Suicide Squad film and just make it the fucking Guardians of the Galaxy movie. Like, no, don't do that. Don't do that. Stick to the plan. Stick to the fucking plan, and then everyone will be happy. I guarantee it. More people will be happy if you stick to the plan than they will be if you just course correct and no, don't do it. Shit like this is why Justice League exists.
You won't let me live. You won't let me die.
My God, I'm so happy Zack Snyder's Justice League exists now.
We might not have thought this through.
You can really tell there was no plan from the start. I have no fucking idea how Star Wars 3 loves this movie, but to each their own, I guess. If I was Kathleen Kennedy and this was 2012, 2013, when Disney just bought Lucasfilm, this is what I would do. I like the idea that she had 3 separate directors initially to helm the Star Wars trilogy. So you get 3 separate visions in a uniting saga. That would be awesome. So it's not just the same person. I like that. Anyways, just get all 3 of them and put them in a room and just crank out the story for the trilogy. Get Rian Johnson, Colin Trevorrow, J.J. Abrams, put them in a room, lock them in there for the weekend, toss the key out, do whatever you need to do, and they can't come out until they have a trilogy planned. That's it. That's the plan. That's how it should have gone. But it's not how it went, and that's just the way it is. You have no idea how much I wanted to love this movie. I wanted to love this movie so much because I loved the previous 2 installments. The Force Awakens, knowing it is a basic retelling of A New Hope, I think it's a decent film, a nice reintroduction to the Star Wars franchise. And The Last Jedi, as a film, as a story, it's just an incredible fucking movie. But the Rise of Skywalker, it doesn't check any of those boxes.
Somehow Palpatine returned.
I was not entertained at all when I was watching this movie. It was just checking off boxes of disappointment. Like it's honestly so hard to explain like what I was going through while watching this movie in the theaters for the first time. Like the build up for this movie was an interesting build up for sure. Like I was open to the idea of Palpatine coming back. That's if they pulled off some freaky dark magic shit to barely explain in a sensical way how he's back. But to no surprise, they failed to do so.
The dark side of the Force is a pathway to many abilities some consider to be unnatural.
Oh, that's right, my bad. I forgot in the opening crawl of The Rise of Skywalker, it does say Palpatine sent out a message / beacon across the galaxy notifying everyone that he's back, but it still makes no sense, because we don't even see it. Psych, you idiot! If you played Fortnite, you would have seen it, because they played the Palpatine message across Fortnite! So you gotta play Fortnite to understand Star Wars now! Now, I know I may have spent the last, give or take, 10 minutes maybe yelling at you about stuff you already know. I guess the point I'm trying to make here is that if we want blockbusters to succeed with high praise financially and critically, these big studios just need to continue giving their filmmakers 100% control. What's the point of bringing in such renowned people like J.J. Abrams, Rian Johnson, and even writer Chris Terrio if you can't let them work from their hearts and have them all just work through a series of notes being checked off by the higher-ups? I understand it's all about the bottom line and the way they look at it as if nobody else liked the entry, why continue going down the same road? But the thing is, if you sacrifice a consistent, even if controversial, narrative in turn for just blind pandering to what the audience maybe likes, no matter what, it's not going to turn out as expected. The Last Jedi, no matter how I feel about it, was a controversial film. That's inarguable. With the direction the story went and how some characters were treated. But if you go into the next movie and every character that we saw develop in that last controversial movie are just extraordinarily different in comparison to the arcs from the previous film, it's going to leave more people confused than satisfied. That's why I really wish Colin Trevorrow was able to move forward with his episode 9, because from what was leaked online and confirmed true by him, it really seems like it was a genuine continuation of the story that Ryan left off. And if you guys have noticed, that's why more people have been growing appreciative of Zack Snyder and his work, because his Justice League is 100% beginning to end his vision, and it was a damn near incredible experience to watch, at least comparing it to the disaster that was Justice League.
Oh my god! Oh! Are they not recording? Are you recording, Crickshaw?
Maybe the Star Wars fanbase could actually take some notes from the DC fanbase and push Disney to make something like that happen. You know what? Yeah. If the people can get a hashtag make Duel of the Fates trending to the extent as the release the Snyder Cut movement, You seriously never know. Disney could make it a Disney Plus original and just set it as a non-canon experience. And if that happened, I would love to see that. Let me know what you guys think. But if we're being honest, I don't think that would ever happen. There's no way. Warner Brothers didn't even want the Snyder Cut to happen. The only reason why that happened is because AT&T was like, yeah, we want that to happen. So it's going on HBO Max. So it's a very low chance. But you never know, man. You never know. But we can only dream, guys. So I think that's going to be it for this video, guys. I wasn't going to go too deep into the films. I really just wanted to talk about how I feel the ways that studios taking creative control away from their filmmakers can lead to disaster and possibly just ruin the franchise as a whole. Thankfully, I don't think Star Wars is dead anytime soon, especially with The Mandalorian, Book of Boba Fett, and Bad Batch coming on later this year. Star Wars is just reaching a new frontier, and it really seems like more creative control has been granted towards the filmmakers of these series. Like, I'm pretty sure when it comes to The Mandalorian with Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni, I think it is like they have full creative control over that series. And that is amazing to see because the show has been incredible for the 2 seasons that it's ran so far. And I can't wait for season 3. I seriously can't. I think it's going to be another amazing season when it comes out next year. So anyways, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. And I'll catch you guys soon. See you later.
Ready the Armada. We will use the old